Do you want to be successful? If the answer is yes, here is your first lesson towards achieving financial success. There are no shortcuts. The other day, I heard motivational speaker Steve Harvey say that there is no elevator to success. You must take the stairs. And I love that because I can attest to that. You have to be willing to do the work because nothing worthwhile in life comes free or easy. My grandmother always used to tell me, easy come, easy go, which means that it's not until you work hard at something that you can truly appreciate its value. Success has a price, like anything in life, okay? And that price involves effort, it involves resilience, discipline, and stamina to not quit when things get difficult. So if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to go to places where others don't go. If you want to be wealthy, you have to be willing to do what others won't do. There is a reason why not everyone achieves financial success, and that is because not everyone is willing to pay the sacrifice that it takes to get to the top. It's easy to talk about wealth and wanting it, but it's a whole different ballgame to actually doing it and achieving it because the road can be long, steep, and often lonely. I had this conversation with both my daughters when they were younger at different points when they arrived to a character building moment. Because here is the thing that most people don't understand. Being financially astute is not something that suddenly happens. My 14-year-old constantly talks about wanting to be rich so she can have beautiful homes because that is what she has grown up with. So I turned to her and asked her if she was willing to pay the price. I said, are you willing to make the sacrifice now to have those things later? And surprisingly, she said, no, I'm just a kid, but I will when it's time. And I'm here to tell you that that line of thinking is flawed. When is the time? So I explained to her that the time to start is now, because this is when she begins to forge the thoughts, the choices, the habits that will lead her into a life of abundance or an average life. And let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with average if that is what you choose and makes you happy. But understand that what you think and do today, tomorrow, next month, next year, and the years after will lead you to the person that you will become. Success is like a muscle. It takes years of diligent effort to shape and build. It's not something that you can do in one day, but spending a bunch of hours and suddenly it will grow. The discipline required to build success starts early. Success, and I'm only talking financial success here, is a decision that you make early in your life. It is every choice, every action that you take each day during your younger years that leads you to have the life that you will later have. I'm fortunate to walk among giants, people who have reached a great deal of financial success, myself included, and without exception, that success mentality began to brew at a young age. My father-in-law started as a young boy selling peanuts and confection at the Maple Leaf Gardens. He dreamed of the day that he would have enough money to own a seat so that he could watch his favorite hockey team. Years and years later, that young boy became a success. And yes, he managed to get a seat at the Maple Leaf Gardens, and not just there, but a seat at all his favorite sports games. My ex-husband Jeffrey, who began as a young boy dreaming of the day he would own his own business. At age 14, he signed up with a multi-level marketing company selling water purifiers. He had this goal of becoming an MBA student and being the best that he could be. But that requires sacrifice. Today, all people see is a man who was an overnight success who got lucky during the internet bubble. But no one talks about the years of hard work, lessons learned in the trenches and the discipline that he took each day for him to be the best that he could be. My partner Michael, who is considered an overnight success, runs one of the most prominent real estate companies in Toronto. He began at age 12 from the bottom up, putting up for sale signs in the homes of Toronto. After school, instead of lingering and playing with his friends, he had to go and deliver publicity ads to the newspapers. Because you have to remember, this is at a time before emails and faxes. He had to physically go. On weekends, he had to clean the back office and help out as a receptionist and type contracts. On Sundays, he had to set up the ballroom for their Monday meetings and bake muffins so that they wouldn't go through the expense of buying them. His parents did a great job showing him that hard work pays off, but it was a choice that he had to make. Yet to the outside world, all they see is the life that he now has. Nobody talks about the sacrifice, the mindset, and the choices that he and people like him had to do to become such a success. Being financially abundant is not made in the moment. No one becomes wealthy overnight, although to the outside world that may seem like the case. Because how many times we hear people say, oh, he was an overnight success. But nobody knows that the overnight success they talk about took 10, 20, 30 years in the making. It's not luck that makes someone successful. It's not coming from wealth either, although that can help, but it's not a requirement. It is the micro choices and actions and habits that lead people to the top. It's never too late to start, but if you are a young person listening to this right now, it's time to decide what you want out of life. And when you know that, make a commitment to do whatever it takes to get you there. As I told my daughters, I now tell you, there are no shortcuts in life. Forget what you see on social media. It's an illusion, because what people don't show is the so-called failures, the lessons, the hard work, the time and effort that it takes to become successful. There is no elevator to the top for most of us. We must take the stairs. I'll see you on the next episode of Conversations from the Heart.